A guy in the SEC named Terrell Davis. You're probably too young to remember this.
I know Terrell.
Yeah.
I know about him.
Okay, so he's a Georgia kid like you.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good player at Georgia, and then he went to the NFL, and he was like the best running back in the NFL. He wasn't the best running back in college football. When you got to the Saints, did you know instant? Because you went to Alabama, things didn't work out. I mean, listen, you recruit 25 guys a year, some doesn't work out. And the Nick thing didn't work out. But when you went to the Saints, did you know instantly, Alvin, oh, this is going to work for me here? Like, when did you know in the process, they like me, I'm good here, this offense works for me, Drew Brees likes me? Like, when did you figure out, was it training camp? You're like, I'm dialed in here.
Yeah, I think it was really training camp, once we started getting through and, installing more of the offense and just moving, getting closer to the season, I was like, yeah, okay, this is going to work.
Why?
I think
your game?
Just for my game, it was a lot of things that were going into the play. Like when I was going through the playbook, it's like, I can do this. Like it works. And Drew was coming to me like, we can grow, throughout the season with what you're doing and expand your role more and more. So I was just excited and ready to play.
So Peyton's a Hall of Fame coach and Drew is a Hall of Fame quarterback. And you're a kid, man. And I know what those playbooks look like.
Yeah.
So how you come into a team with a legend? I mean, Drew Brees he's in that Brady thing. Right?
Yeah.
Like, were you a little intimidated? Like, your first meeting with Drew Brees was like what?
It wasn't even really a meeting. I actually, the older guys were out there, they were catching some balls with him, and, they were like, Alvin, we want you to go out and catch with Drew. So I'm like, all right. And I went out and caught a couple balls, and he started talking to me, and I'm like, all right, well, it's Drew Brees. I watched him, but now this is like my quarterback.
Yeah. So last weekend, I still, and this is no shot at Minnesota, I think you're the better team.
Mm-hmm.
Once Carson Wentz got hurt, my feeling was Saints are the best team in the league. You're also very young.
Yeah. Young
running backs, yourself, young corners. You have a young guy in the offensive line that's really good. You had a great draft class. Where were you sitting during this, when this play happened?
I was on the bench. I was actually standing up, and I'm looking up at the Jumbotron, and I'm like, okay, I mean, it's 10 seconds, we got the game. And I saw that, and it's like, man, it's one of those things. It kind of rips your heart out your chest a little bit.
Oh, my God.
I just started walking off the field.
What was the locker room like?
I mean, it's speechless, because if you never in a million years think that with 10 seconds left and, we come back from this, deep hole that we dug ourselves in the first half, come all the way back and be able to put ourselves in a position to win, you'll never think that'll happen.
Was it angry or was it silence?
It was more silence, It was more silence. I wouldn't say anger. It was just like one of those, wow.
Did Sean Payton say anything?
Oh, yeah, he did. He just said he was proud of us and, he loved us and, I mean, it's unfortunate, but, it's football.
How about Marcus Williams, the young defensive back? Mm-hmm. Crushing for him.
Yeah. He was hurt. He was hurt about it. But, I mean, that's the one thing about our team I think that makes us different. We all care about each other. So, guys were picking him up, and I went up to him, and I told him, I was like, it's not your fault, I mean, I told him, I picked his shoulder pads up. He had his head down. I picked him up, and I was like, keep your head up. I was like, what did you do earlier? So I caught a pick. I said, all right, you know what I'm saying? You helped us to get to where we had an opportunity to win the game. So I was like, I mean, it's football. It happens. I was like, move past it.
Alvin Kamara is joining us. New Orleans is a very unique city. The food's different.
Yeah.
There are no, like you go to a lot of cities, like Denver's a nice city, mm-hmm. and maybe on Saturday night, Denver is lit. New Orleans is lit on a Tuesday in March. Like, as a young man, you're a rich young man. The Saints are the biggest thing in the world down there. And there's just a nice cocktail and great restaurant scene every night. Is it tempting to play there?
I mean, if you got your head in the right place, I mean, it's tempting. I think it's tempting anywhere, especially when you get some money, But, I mean, the focus, that I had, I think, helped me out because I was, it was a lot going on. But at the same time, I'm like, I got a goal. I'm trying to be successful. I'm trying to win, I'm trying to be accountable to my teammates. So, you got to handle your business. When
you played for Nick Saban, and listen, when you go to Alabama, they got like 5 running backs. They're all great. Only Alabama could lose you as a player and be okay, right? Yeah. Do you now root for Alabama even though it didn't work out for you? Or is there a little bit, you're in Norcross, Georgia, now Georgia's really good, and they just beat. Is there a part of you that thinks, I'm going to prove to Nick Saban? Because, by the way, I have that. Any boss that ever fired me, I'm always like, All right, bro. I'm going to make you know. Is there a part of you that wants to make Nick Saban, that Nick Saban looks at you and says, he's better than any of my NFL running backs?
Not really, because there was no bad blood with me and Coach Saban.
There wasn't?
No, there wasn't any bad blood. I think, personally, it just didn't work for me. So I just had to make the best decision for me, and I think, I appreciate everything that Coach Saban did for me while I was there. He tried to help me out. He didn't want me to leave, but, I kind of had it in my head that I was going to, make that move.
You're playing with Mark Ingram in the backfield. So you got Breeze as a legend, Mark Ingram's a starter, and here comes Alvin Kamara, and this guy's really good. It would be easy for Ingram to be bitter. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
It's how has he responded to your elevation?
He balled. He elevated, I think he elevated. He's had a great season. I think this is one of his best seasons in the NFL. So I think just me and him, he was pushing me while I was pushing him. And I think our relationship just got stronger and stronger as the season went on. We both want each other to do well. And, I mean, we like best friends. So,
best friends?
Yeah, like literally.
Yeah, at some point, they can't pay you both a fortune. You're going to have to go to Mark and say, Mark, I love you as a friend, but there's some lettuce on the table here.
Hopefully they can pay us both.
I don't know if they can. So when you go to that, I've heard Aaron Rodgers once said after he lost a big game, he goes, I couldn't watch the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
When you lose like you lost to Minnesota, was it just gut-wrenching? Will you be able to watch the NFC Championship?
I feel like we should still be playing.
Of course, so do I.
Yeah, and I think, if you ask Drew and ask Mark, and I think all those guys think, like, we feel like we should still be playing, but, things happen, and we are where we are right now. We're not obviously not playing right now, but.
Will you watch the Eagles and the Vikings?
I think I'll watch it, just to see.
Who will you root for?
I'm not rooting for anybody.
Oh, come on.
I'm not rooting for anybody.
No, you don't. Wouldn't you like to just see the Vikings, the Eagles?
I mean, of course, because they beat us. So
of course,
but I'm not really like, yeah, go Eagles or.
By the way, are you a Brady Belichick dynasty? Are you rooting for the Jags or are you like the Patriots to win again?
Man, my boy, look, so I like the Jags because my boy Jalen Ramsey. I want him to ball, and
So you're rooting for the Jags?
I might be rooting for the Jags. I don't know. My sister's a Patriots fan, so
how'd that happen?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'd like to meet your sister. She's got her act together. You're rooting for the Jags?
I'm rooting for Jalen Ramsey.
So on Monday morning, you want the Jags in the Super Bowl?
I want to wake up and see Jalen Ramsey in the headline.
That's fair. That's his friend.
Okay, this is what the logo is going to look like if the Jags make the Super Bowl. Super Bowl. Can you see that where he's sitting? I can't. I don't want to talk about that for 2 weeks.
Very cute.
Brutal. All right, Alvin Kamara. What are you doing in L.A.?
Out here for the NFLPA event.
Oh, is it tonight?
Yeah, I've been here for 2 days so far, so I'll be, running around with Fanatics, out here with Panini, signing some autographs, and then I'll be at the Collegiate Bowl.
Are you good friends with Gurley?
Yeah.
Georgia kid.
I was with Todd last night. Me and Todd kind of chilling.
Did you guys go to
Masters
last night?
Did you go to?
Nah, we didn't. That's his thing. We didn't go.
Where'd you go last night?
We went to. We were actually at Flight Club. He was. He was doing a little sneaker shopping. Mm-hmm.
Flight Club. That's
shoes.
Yeah.
Excuse me. What?
It's for shoes.
Yeah. It's a little shoe store.
Is that what you think?
I thought it was a nightclub or something.
No.
It was okay. Because I go to bed at 7:45 at night. I have no idea.
Not last night.
All right, good meeting you, man.
Yeah, good to meet you. Good to talk
All right,
to you guys.
coming up next, the NBA, and I love it, and they do a great job developing storylines, is absolutely making a huge, huge mistake with a chance to make a storyline, and they're muzzling it, and I don't get it at all, and that's coming up next. Do you like your car? Is the warranty over? You may want to consider carshield.com. It's extended vehicle service protection. Cars are generally on warranty for about 3 years. That means tires, engine, lights, electronics, GPS. Something breaks first 3 years, your warranty pays for it. But you get to year 4, 5, and 6, and if you drive on a freeway anywhere in America, most cars are not brand new. Fuel pumps over $500. Water pump could be $900. You want to pay for that? You don't have to if you have CarShield. Very reasonable pricing that gets you a rental car if your car's in the shop, 24/7 roadside assistance, extended coverage, computer, GPS, electronics is all covered. Save yourself from high repair bills, and they're coming if you have a car past 3 to 4 years. CarShield.com, code HERD. Or call 800-CAR-6100, 800-CAR-6100, and mention Herd. A deductible, of course, may apply.
We get to strike?
Saying, okay, strike it, strike it, strike
5
it.
seconds.